So this trailer unloaded, we snuck in a weekend away without any trailer, and then this happened.
Dad, it broke. It's pushed out here.
Yeah, a bit of carnage, need a pair of them, and hoping I can save that. So waiting for new gate hinges. We've got this trailer to hook up, but we sort of can't go anywhere without gates. So is plan B to take Shell's 300, coincidentally making it a trip of 3 cruisers of different generations, all wagons. The 80, 200, and the 300. Lucky we checked. Got 8 hours of driving with this trailer. Got about 5-7 mil of play. So we went 1 notch further on the nut, and it doesn't feel too tight. Always use a new split pin. I mean, if we're on the side of the track and we were doing this, I'd reuse that. But otherwise, carry split pins. So both sides needed tightening up, but better here than a wheel coming off on the freeway. So another thing to carry in your toolbox. So we carry tie wire in the toolbox, would get you out of trouble if you happen to not have a split pin or broke the split pin. A nut comes off, you lose a wheel. So there's the things we pack that we don't necessarily want to use. The first aid kit, the instant cold pack, we are motorbike riding, and obviously the OBD reader, the snake bite kit. So we're an hour or so in, we'll just check. And they're fine, they're not hot at all. So at under 4,000 Ks, but reaching 6 months first. It went back to Toyota for its first service, and we asked them, we pleaded with them to take away all the bells and whistles off the tailgate. So now the 1 beep for opening and closing means we can get into the back of the wagon now, early hours of the morning, silent as, and not affecting the neighbours' sleep. It's been quite thirsty, this 300 around town. Monitor the kilometres per litre on this trip. We haven't been pushing it, it's in eco mode. And we're around the 14 litres per 100, which is probably still quite heavy for what you'd imagine, because it's just coasting. Another funny story is this morning I had the hats up on the dash, as I would do in the 79. And then when we got going, I said to Shell, why is the screen so dark? And for a little while there, after we left home, we were playing with the buttons and she was trying to search this. And then she moved the hats and it came good. So that's the sensor there that you can see. So when I had the hats up there, I guess I thought it was nighttime. Too funny. All right, we've got a couple of hours drive ahead of us before we get the 3 Yamahas off the trailer. So the 200 owners always say, oh, we don't like the one-piece tailgate, we haven't got a picnic table. But have a look at this, a bit of rain around. The kids are under shelter, sitting on the rear bumper. I know you're not allowed to eat in the car. But I'm just saying, this is convenient. You've got like a little awning. I need a bite of that sausage roll, please, sir. The kids love travelling in the 300 until it's time to eat. Michelle won't let them eat in it. So Drew, we're going to be a little bit late. Shell's on her way back to the car after some fresh bread from the local bakery. Well, how good would a sunroof be in the 79? I'd be able to stick the DJI up and out it so often. I'm a sucker for a good deal or a barn find. I'm crossing 4 lanes of traffic here to go and have a look at this LM106. Not the right one for now, we'll keep heading on. So we've arrived, and the fuel consumption for that 3 or so hours, 14.2 litres per 100. So I still feel that the 79 is much more fuel efficient. First thing after we put our bags in our room, get the motos off and head off onto the property for an arvo ride. One yummy stuck. Follow Drew. Drew shows us how it's done and that we need to stick to that left line. You did good, Mill. You just had to go to the left.
I have to be the guinea pig?
Oh no. Take 2. She rolls her bike back to the bottom. She can't be defeated by a YZ65.
Yeah, what's going on here, buddy?
We'll go back and get pizza.
Yeah, okay.
We wake up to a spectacular sunrise. Have a look how good that 300 looks. So this will be the rear recovery point in case, and I see a lot of talk on the 300 sites about front recovery hooks, what people recommend to buy. But in my opinion, if you're not putting a winch bar on the front of this with a winch, I mean there are 3 recovery points on this already from factory. So for a snatch recovery, I'd be happy enough to use that or that or that. So you do have 3 under here already. Today's trip, we're taking on the Bridle Track. So we'll be leaving the farm here and heading for Hill End. We're gonna have Drew, who you've seen on our Simpson Desert trip in his 200, and Brian's gonna be joining us, but not in the 80 that he brought to the desert. He's gonna be bringing his own 80. What we might do from the farm here, we might do a fuel comparison with the big V8 versus Shell's V6. Morning.
How's your little hands this morning?
It's unreal. It's just heated right here. At 9 o'clock, 3 o'clock, you hold the wheel, a bit of heat. It's pretty fancy. But then you go up here and it's not. So when they get a bit too warm, you go back up here for coolness and then you can come back down. We're chasing a 200. It's 10 degrees outside. We've got a day trip to the Bridle Track. We'll be meeting Brian at the Hill End Hotel, and the weather has turned it on. Well, this is an amazing car to drive too, I must say. Very cool. You should be driving it, Shell.
I should.
You should.
It's my car.
So coasting on 100, we're sitting on 1400 RPM, the 200 at 1600. So very similar in top gear. Here's the left turn onto Hill End Road. A little bit more footage through the sunroof here. We've got carnage, have we? Not a good spot.
Oh, wow.
Nissan.
That's all the wheel studs. I used to carry spares, so I'm just going to pull in and have a look.
Oh yeah, I'm going to pull up in front of you. So one of the Nissans there, it lost the wheel, and Nicola saw the opportunity to get out the Capra and drive some mountains. Whoa! Hugo shows the way. We weren't much help to the group as far as having spare wheel studs, but we did give a bit of advice that they needed to put some washers on the stud before they put the nut on, to at least get the vehicle off the road. But they're definitely going to need parts brought in, or one of them head back to town. Once renowned for the riches of its gold mines. So there's some history in town showcasing what it was like here in the 70s. That's a funny looking milkshake. You took the other option.
No. Oh,
Dad tax.
great.
There's a familiar looking car. Milkshakes, cake, coffee.
Which means this is $2.
Hey, there they are.
Here we are.
I said it was a familiar looking car. Fancy seeing you guys here.
What a coincidence, again.
And a different car to the desert trip.
Yeah, we got Morris this time.
Nice. It's the most well-known four-wheel drive track in Bathurst, and it's been closed for almost 13 years. Yeah, so Shell just reminded me that we came down it in the afternoon, set up camp, and then we went back up to the pub and then came down at night.
There's lots of cars coming.
They say it's busiest on a long weekend or school holidays. And bingo, I mean snap. This weekend is both. I think we've been travelling 500 metres from the start of the track. We've let probably a dozen cars through. What we're going to do here is air down, get these Kumhos to their optimum comfort level. Every opportunity, the RC's come out. Millie's got Chevy here today. Woo-hoo! I hear recovery time. Are you broken?
Yeah.
Oh no. There's no Nissan badge on that. I think we picked the windiest spot to air down. Magical view. So 18 PSI, lovely baggage. You claim that these tyres, whilst being awesome, don't collect rocks. Let's get them in the car so we can move on. Open, it worked. Gotta disconnect the battery. Wow, we've only just started and there's convoys of vehicles already. This could be a long day, guys. So for those 13 years that it had been shut, you could still use the Bridle Track, but you could only go to a certain point and then have to turn around and go back the way you came in. So either from Hill End or from Bathurst. We'll show you later on in the episode exactly where the landslide is. Hill End, back then in the busy period, a population of 8,000, 5 schools, a couple of newspapers, 8 churches and 28 pubs. And today it marks the start of the Bridle Track. And I highly recommend a visit when you do pass through. In many places along the way, there are play hills to challenge yourself. And I was really looking forward to mixing it up with the 200 and the 80. Getting the 300 into low range, using the lockers, obviously needing shells, wink of approval.
Yep, we're good. They coming back down?
Drew's 200, crawling really nice and slow. The previous owner re-geared these diffs to 4.3s. Ooh, a bit of scrubbage there, Drew. Is that too big a shoe? In part 2, we'll compare all 3 vehicles' tyre sizes. And low range in an 80 series. It has one of the best factory crawl ratios available. Low range feels amazing. So we've got an approach angle of 32 degrees. Now remembering, everything around the front is plastic. So without any lift, except the bigger tyre, we've got a ramp over of just over 21 degrees. And I wouldn't want to give those side steps too big a hit. We all know how strong they are. You can see here on Shell's 300 these Kumho AT52s. While being quite a big tyre for stock suspension, they're perfect as far as not touching. The departure is a lot better at 25 degrees. Again, the plastic touching the ground would be a disaster.
What are we doing?
Everybody get their hats on, please.
We're driving. We're driving. I'm pretty sure we're walking.
So they say, school holidays and long weekends, this place gets busy, and they're not wrong. You're right, Shell. We've got heaps of room.
Hello.
Oh my gosh, there's so many.
So I might wait here. No, we got heaps of room. Drew's our gauge.
No, he's not. There's not heaps of room there.
Drew's our gauge.
No.
So he can come forward. He can come forward. Heaps.
Driving, Jen.
Heaps of room.
Scary.
Don't you brush down your shirt in this car.
Me?
You're dirty.
I'm not dirty.
You are. Roadrunner's new design, black
I'll have
and
a look at my
brown.
shirt.
Is it black and brown?
Yeah, no, that's their shit. So just keep you occupied and we can pass cars.
I know.
Really going off the edge.
Basically, the rules.
There's another trailer.
Okay, he got a wheel up there.
Should I get out?
Yeah, Phil must come through.
Okay, let me get out.
Ugh, it's muddy.
The factory rims on these are a positive 60. We're looking at some positive 40s to potentially widen the stance on the 300. You'll see in the next episode, we compare all 3 widths of the 3 wagons. of dust.
A little bit.
Three different generations of Landcruiser wagons.
It's a big caravan to bring down.
It is a big caravan actually to bring down. Plenty of good camping here at the Turon Crossing Reserve. And if you are camping here, don't forget to throw in your fishing rods. Carp or redfin if you're lucky. Where is him? Maurice!
We're just waiting for Maurice.
This is where Shell and I camped. Oh, it would have been before the roads had shut. Maybe 2009. Remember?
Yeah.
Lunch there?
Like it was yesterday.
Cave hole. We're going to head down and have a look at Mary Flynn Reserve, where there's also some really nice camping. We plan on having lunch there. And there's also a few hill climbs to play on. Oh, a bit of touchy touch. This is a lot steeper in and out of this section. I looked over at Shell and I got the wink. See how we go.
Dan, you're dropping into a hole on this side. Go straight. Go straight. Dan, you're dropping into the hole on this side.
Good? No, we're good. Stay in touch. Stay in touch. Keep going. Yep. Yep.
Back. Back's hitting the ground. Let me see. Oh, no, it's just your mud flap. It's your mud flap.
So if we'd have been running the factory tyre here, we'd be searching for a new rear bar on the trip home.
You need 3 nabbies. Wow.
Yeah, because it's Mum's car. I don't want to wreck it. Nice call, Millie. 3 spotters, you're right.
Amazing.
Shell loves it. Delivery! How good is Marketplace? So we picked these up for $10 each, as opposed to 90 odd plus GST from Toyota for them. Paying only a fraction of the price, it was worth it. We're good to go again. It was too late to take it on the Bridle Track, but it's ready for this upcoming weekend. Oh shit!
What are you doing? Wheel it.
Try hit that bank awfully hard.
Well, they both broke again. What do you know? So it turns out that the lights on the 79, when I put my hat on the dash, it does the exact same thing. The sensor for the auto lights is up on the dash on this vehicle too. Funny, I haven't noticed that like I did in the 300. Well, where are you supposed to put your hats in these vehicles these days? That'll conclude part 1. Part 2. We're having a nice lunch by the river when we hear vehicles attempting the hill climbs behind us. Oh, the Capra does it easy. Drew in the 200, he has a go, and so does Brian in the 80. Then I look over at Shell, who's driving the drone, and she gives me the wink. So join us in the next episode to see how the 300 fares on what looks to be steep. All the vehicles prior have all lifted that front left wheel. So a bit of motocross news. The kids have got a couple of big rounds coming up point score wise. We've been invited to a different club to have a look and a try. More of a mini Kana type setup they have.
Delicious.
So what do you kids think of this mini Kana business?
Good.
I liked it. You liked it?
It was fun.
So we got a big point score next weekend at our club. The bikes have come home from the new club. Back wheels off. We'll be needing new tyres and bearings on both of them. It's an MX round and Millie's actually doing really well in her series. So we weren't able to get those tray hinges. We're going to have to try and araldite up these current ones and we'll clamp them up overnight and just see if we can get a little bit of life out of them until I can source some more. But you can see they haven't actually broken off completely like they did last time. Keeping the Team Bullet merch looking like new. So I hope you enjoyed this one. And as always, thanks for watching.